Hello, Northbrook family. This is Laurie Moeller, and I am doing the Laurie Log today in a new way. Once again, Craig and Carol Hill are here. They are missionaries in Guatemala, and they're in the States for a little bit. So I invited them to come and share a little bit about what's happening with Love Serve so that you could have a chance to meet them if you haven't met them, and also just hear what we do in Guatemala. So I'm so glad y'all are here. So, and I did not tell them I was filming, so they were super excited. Yeah, super excited. But I do want to hear about the COVID crisis in Guatemala, and I know that we've been trying to help out of our emergency response fund to help do some food ministries there. So tell us, Craig, about the food ministry you've been doing.
Well, the COVID crisis there started about 2 weeks after it did in the U.S. So in the middle of March, they started shutting down all transportation, putting in restrictions, quarantines. That being said, there's no jobs, there's no work, and in their society, they live from one day to the next on their food because there's no refrigeration. Many homes have no electricity, so many ministries similar to ours have just turned around and started doing food runs or making food kits for families. So we've been doing that for about 14 weeks now, so averaging between 200 and 300 kits a week. And we have about 6 or 8 people who come to our house and pack a couple of days a week, and then we also deliver a couple of days a week.
It's awesome. And I'm grateful to the gifts that people have made to our emergency response fund, so we've been able to help out with that, although I know that the ministry will continue to need and continue, the demand will be even greater as this crisis continues to go on. And I know Carol was telling me a little bit about an experience she had with the hospitals there, which is just unbelievable.
We have a friend who who was notified about the National Hospital opening up to COVID patients in Antigua, which is the town right next to us, and they had no Tylenol and no drinking water. So we went over there, and in 2 deliveries, we've taken about 10,000 Tylenol over there, and a lot of water. So
trying to imagine
you have helped out and didn't even know you were helping out in the COVID crisis with that.
So could you also tell us a little bit about your ongoing construction and education ministries that you were doing before COVID, and how if you're continuing that, if you're planning, what your plans are after? Let us know a little bit about those ongoing ministries.
With all this going on, there's still, we have 25 students that we support through either private donations or through our organization. And they're still actually going to school. They're doing it online as much as possible. Many of the challenges there, a lot of the kids don't have internet, but we are continuing to pay for 25 students a month. Also, we are still trying to build. We still have people in need. We had a team supposed to come in March that had to cancel 2 days before the trip. But we were able to build a house for the family, and we actually visited them about a week or 2 ago, and just to see how they're doing. They just now had moved into the house, and we took them some food, and they were just overwhelmed when we showed up.
So I know we usually send about 2 to 3 teams down for a week at a time to build houses with y'all and do all that. What are some ways that our congregation can tangibly help out right now when we can't even get into the country?
Right.
How can we help y'all right now?
That's been a challenge. We normally have about 15 to 20 teams a year that stay with us. Some of them will do their own ministry, some will work with us, but with the COVID virus, we have not had any teams since February, and probably won't have any for the rest of the year. But that doesn't mean the need has gone away. We still have the need. We've had 2 people right now that are waiting for us to help them with either a kitchen or a house. And we're talking to other groups that are trying to get down. If not, we're going to try to build in their community they work in without a team coming in.
So when you were telling me about the beautiful masks that were being made by some of the people that are right near you and live, some friends of yours actually, who made these, they brought us some masks, and so we want to give you one for a donation to Love Serve. So what I'm encouraging you to do is to make a $50 donation to Love Serve, and you can send it right to the church, and we'll make sure they get it. And this will help provide needs for food and for food insecurity, for building, and we're hoping for Tylenol and other resources that are desperately needed there. Normally, there's some resources coming in when you have mission teams come. So they're down what their normal donations would be, and so we want to help out as the Northbrook family. These are our missionaries, and so if you make a $50 donation, you will get one of these beautiful masks, which I will model for you now. And we'll show a close-up picture. They are awesome. So, there you go. So, so the last thing I just wanted to ask you is, how specifically can we as a congregation be in prayer for you? I know I've prayed for your protection and for your health, but what are some other things that we can be in prayer for you about?
I guess the main thing is continuation of support, prayer and financial support for the food to continue. That's going to be an ongoing, probably to at least the end of the year, if not longer. In Guatemala, their malnutrition rate is at 44% before the virus, and their employment's down 70%. So you can imagine what the numbers are now. The next highest country is Haiti at 22%. So it's hard to imagine Guatemala is the worst country in the Western Hemisphere for malnutrition. So that's going to be probably our main focus for the next 6 months.
You were talking about earlier the dehydration machine that a friend of yours got, because there's a way that we can do mass feeding with fresh fruits and vegetables through a dehydration maker. So I know that we're going to be hearing more about that. I asked them if they needed another one, that maybe that's something we could do. And they said, well, hold off until we got it up and running. But that's something we can invest in for sure.
Yeah.
Also the place
to store it.
Right.
Store it and manufacture or dehydrate all the vegetables and be able to do that in a safe.
Yeah, we were working with, the lady we were working with at the hospital also has a shipment once a year that brings down dehydrated soup mix. And one soup mix will give you like 25 servings. So, but she was paying $10,000 for the shipment, plus getting it through customs is another charge. So we just thought, why are we doing this? We have farmers here whose crops are going bad. We have farmers here who need the money, and we also can employ Guatemalans to help us with the dehydration. So we're thinking about starting a dehydration program where we dehydrate tomatoes, onions, different vegetables separately, and then we'll give a bag to a family, and then they can actually put it into their soup or anything they're making. And so it'll keep forever with the dehydration. So that's kind of a vision we've got going forward, is actually come up with our own program in Guatemala that it just made total sense. Why are we paying somebody to ship it when we can do it there a lot easier and a lot support more people at work?
There's lots of different ways that we can help change lives and change souls in Guatemala. So I'm so honored to work at a church that has missionaries that serve in such a sacrificial and wonderful way, and that we get to see you every once in a while. So we're glad you're here, and we look forward to more wonderful things that we're going to do together in the future. So I hope everyone has a great week. I look forward to seeing you very soon, and until we meet again, know that you're loved.